Hello, my name is Marcus Kittikit, and this is assignment 2 for Comp 3122, also known as Applied Data Science. And in this assignment, we're basically reviewing what we have learned in the labs, which is SK Learn, or pretty much like training our data models, or basically training our decision tree models. So yeah, and here I'm using VS Code as a for Python for editing code. And first, what I did is install the required packages for our data set, right? And then we're going to import these required packages in our data set. So yeah, let me run this one. Okay. And first, for part A, tennis game, the tennis game is basically we want to train our model to predict what's the best day for weather conditions. And for this one, for part A, I created my own data set because I couldn't find any data set for weather, for except for weather, at least for me, at least in my situation. So I have three features and one label. So we have temperature, wind speed, and precipitation. Temperature is temperature, wind speed is how much wind speed, and precipitation is how likely is it going to rain. Essentially. And the label is what's the ideal uh weather condition to play tennis. Yes, yes, no, yes, no, no, no. Yeah, you get it. That's my data set. And, for this one, we're going to load the data. And this is the data I created. This is the data set. We're going to assign values from the data set. And then we're going to split the data into train and test sets. So X train, X test, Y train, Y test, train test split. This is from sklearn, right? We have our model for our decision tree classifier, and then we have our tree. We're going to train our decision tree model with these values, and after that, we're going to visualize the decision tree, which is our model. So according to so so according to our decision tree, you can see that the precipitation, like if precipitation is lower than or equal to 3.5, then the value is yes, which means like, oh, this anything below 3.5 is a is a good day to play tennis. And this one right here is anything above 3.5, which is a rainy day, means no, we're not going to play tennis. It's not the ideal weather condition. And we're going to test the model, right? So yes, yes, no, no, yes, right? And yes, yes, no, yes, right? And then we're going to predict the accuracy score. It's only 75%. That's not too bad, right? So is it correct? Mostly. That means this tree model is mostly correct, and that's fine. Right? Now, for part B, I actually got a data set from a website called Kaggle, right? So in here, I got this data set from the COVID-19 symptoms checker, and because there were so many features, I had to, let's say I had to delete a few columns, not few, five, at least seven, six columns in order to fit the data set into the model. But yeah, I got the data set from here. It's basically all the COVID-19 symptoms, and right here I did this before. So I deleted the country, contact note, yes, ages, severity, and gender, because we're only going to list the symptoms. So let's load this data, and then we're going to assign two new values. We're going to split the data set, right? 70% training and 30% testing. We'll set a new model for decision tree classifier. All right, we're going to fit the model, and then we're going to visualize the model, just like what we did in part A. Now, in our in our in our uh in our visualizer, our figure, we see we have nasal congestion, diarrhea, pains, runny nose, like all these features. So hopefully, like if any patient or anyone that has any of these symptoms, according to our clean data, right? Like one zeros, right? One means yes, zero means no, right? So if it's if any of these people have these symptoms, right? Fever, tiredness, breathing, sore throat, these symptoms, right? That means they have COVID-19, and that's basically what our part B is about. Do they have these symptoms? Yes. If they have if they have these symptoms, they must have COVID-19, right? If not, then no, right? So after that, we're going to predict the model. We're going to test the model, right? We're going to print the accuracy score 1.1. That means 100%. That's very rare. Yeah. And our confusion matrix, just in case. And yeah. Yeah. And that's it. So what I learned from this assignment is that you can create your own data set, and you can borrow or find another data set from another source. And you can always use sklearn to create a data model, right? To create a data model and then test the data model to predict whether to predict certain patterns of for like is this weather good, is this weather bad, or does this person have COVID-19, exhibit symptoms of COVID-19 or not. So yeah, that's what I learned. Yeah, and that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.